What's going on, guys? It's Luke here. This is how I'm going to be approaching the week of September 29th to October 3rd, 2025. In this weekly outlook, we're basically going to be looking at NQ and ES, and I'm going to be showing you guys how I have my charts marked out, just some important areas that I have marked out on my charts, potential scenarios that I'm looking at and are expecting to happen throughout the week and how I'll be reacting to them, and then we're going to get into the news in depth and how I'll be approaching each day, day by day throughout the week. Before we get into this, if you guys are interested in signing up with Alpha Futures and getting a discount, which is the most you get the best discount or 10% off using the sign up link in the comments. I'll leave that in the pinned comment. And if you guys are interested in joining the Discord for pre-market analysis every single day, live trade thoughts, all that stuff in there, and I'm active in there all the time. Link will be in the pinned comment as well as if you guys are interested in getting mentored one by me, link for that will be in the description and the pinned comment as well. But let's get right into this. So pretty simple week. I'm going to go through how last week played out, and then we're going to just kind of come up with some scenarios for the week. So obviously we're nearing the end of September right now. We have a strong bullish candle on the monthly still forming right now. So really interested in seeing how this month is going to close out based on these next few days. But obviously we're most likely going to get this bullish close once again. Multiple months of bullish closes. We still have that monthly gap over here. We are super overextended. So at one point I do feel like we're going to get that retracement back down. Going to the weekly now, we had a red close on the weekly. We had this big wick get put in after that flash crash and recovered nicely. So order flow is still bullish on the weekly. In terms of the weekly draws, I have marked out my previous week's high, which is the all-time high. I have previous week's low right here, and then we have this new weekly fair value gap. We also have a small weekly fair value gap right here. I'm just not going to mark that out just because it's right under the previous week's low. It's really don't need to mark that out and get the chart more cluttered. So previous week's high, previous week's low, and weekly fair value gap. Weekly order flow is bullish. Now we go over to the daily, and the daily is maintaining bullish order flow as well. From Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we had that sell-off. We had that nice wick retracement, and then we started to push back up, and we continue to maintain that daily bullish fair value gap. We tapped into it a lot quicker than I thought. We tapped into it on Wednesday. I thought it was going to take a little bit longer to come into there, but we respected that gap. We had to push below it, but we continue to respect it, and daily order flow is still bullish. Now, on the daily, I just have this gap marked out just because this gap did hold price up well. So in order for us to want to look for sells, I really want to see this gap get inversed. So let's go over to ES really quick, look over the same kind of thing, even though the chart's pretty much the same thing. Monthly is the same thing. Weekly, same scenario. We have our previous week's high, our previous week's low, and we have the weekly fair value gap. Going into the daily, we have obviously daily bullish order flow. We maintained out of this daily bullish fair value gap right here, and order flow is just overall bullish, right? So if you actually back up onto the charts, you do see that we are building up tons of low resistance sell side liquidity, but it's really not too relevant to us if price continues to push up right now. It'll be coming into importance later when we do get a bearish order flow shift, right? So obviously trading with the trend and expecting the price continuation. If the market continues to push and the market continues to pump, we're likely just going to see price continue into price discovery, continue to put in new highs, new lows, and then we use those overnight highs, overnight lows, previous day highs as our targets, right? So that's going to be scenario number one. Of course, the same thing, price discovery. When you're in trending market towards all-time highs, we're looking at price discovery. We're expecting price discovery, new highs to be made, new lows to be made, and we're kind of just using our overnight levels to trade off of. So that would be scenario number one. We see price continue up and continue to put in new draws on liquidity. Scenario number two, we do get a bearish shift on the lower time frame, and our first draw on liquidity, we really want to see if we can get through this daily fair value gap, which again has already been tested and held up. But if we can get through this gap, our first draw on liquidity is obviously going to be the previous week's low because it's right here. Below that, if we do get below that, we start maintaining bearish order flow. I do feel like we will go into that weekly fair value gap right here, and potentially this would be the area where price would want to reverse off of. So in terms of buy side, obviously our first draw on liquidity is going to be previous week's high. From there, we're just going to have to wait for overnight levels. In terms of sell side, if we start to shift bearish on the lower time frame, if we start to dig below this daily bullish fair value gap and we start to show bearish order flows being respected, I'm going to be looking to seek out the previous week's low. And if we start to trade below the previous week's low, that's where I'm going to be looking to seek this weekly fair value gap right here. And this, again, if we can easily catch a potential reversal play off of this level. So we really want to have that weekly fair value gap on our charts marked out, because the higher the time frame of that gap, the more likely it is it's going to hold. Now, if we continue past here and we continue to flip this gap, this is where I feel like all that low resistance sell side liquidity is going to get taken out. We have all of this low resistance liquidity right here. Obviously, I'm still leaning bullish until we're given a shift in market structure, but right now, it's just something to keep an eye on. So again, it's pretty much the same scenario for NQ and ES. Number one, we move into price discovery, we make new highs, we make new lows, and we just continue to trade with the overnight levels. Number two, we see if we start to dig below this daily bullish fair value gap. If we get below it, we look for a structure shift and we look to target the previous week's low. Potentially, we're looking to trade into that weekly fair value gap, and then from that level, this could be a potential reversal level, or it could be the level that sends price even lower if it's broken. So these are the areas you want to have on your charts. These are the areas that I'm looking at. Obviously, it's going to come into using the 4-hour and the hourly and stuff like that. We have low resistance liquidity built up to both sides, so we're really going to have to see how news plays out this week, and we're going to get into that in a second. But on ES, it's pretty much the same scenario, right? Same thing. We see ES moving to price discovery. We want to be trading those overnight levels as our draws in liquidity. Number two, if we get that flip in order flow, we're going to be looking to target the previous week's low into that weekly fair value gap. And from that level, we could either be seeking reversals, or we could potentially see price dump below and continue to take out the sell side liquidity. So moral of the story, those are important levels to watch on your charts. You want to be always watching that previous week's high, that previous week's low, and that weekly gap. Those are going to be the main areas we're going to be looking to trade off of, obviously lined up with the 4-hour, the 1-hour, and news and stuff like that. But pay attention to those levels, keep them marked on your charts, keep an eye on them, and they can be important draws in liquidity for this week coming up. So let's go through the news day by day. I'm filming this pretty early, so if news changes, I'll update in the comments or something like that. Basically, on Monday, we have no major news, but we have pending home sales, which should actually bring in some volatility into the market, even though it's an orange folder event. I will be on the charts this day. I'm either going to be de-risking or I'll be trading eval, but I'm going to be waiting for something clean. I'm not forcing anything on a Monday. I don't want to have a bad start to the week, right? So Monday, we'll be on the charts. I will be trading, but just being cautious overall. Tuesday, we have JOLTS job openings and we have CB consumer confidence at 10. This day, I will be waiting for news to pass just because JOLTS is a very volatile event usually. So I'm going to wait for that news to pass and then I will be trading as normal. It should be a good day. That day, we should get some good volatility. Wednesday, we have non-farm employment change. We have the OPEC meetings. We have ISM manufacturing PMI at 10 o'clock this day. We will have good volatility, but again, I'm going to be waiting for this 10 a.m. news to pass before I trade. I want to see what happens off this news, and then potentially we could be using the news wicks as our targets or draws on liquidity, right? So I'm going to wait for this news to pass, and then I will be trading. Thursday, we have unemployment claims at 8:30. This will be a good day to trade. Pretty normal day. Market open. We'll be ready to go at 9:30. So this is the 8:30 red folder. And yeah, we'll be good to go. Market open that day. Friday is NFP. And after NFP, we have ISM Services PMI. This is going to be big. Obviously, post NFP, I'm always down to trade futures. Forex, I wouldn't be trading, but futures, I'm good to trade. I obviously want to wait for ISM Services PMI to pass. So this won't be trading. I won't be trading till past 10, and I will be de-risking this day personally just because NFP I usually do de-risk, and especially with back-to-back news and at 10 o'clock news again, I will be waiting for that, and I will be de-risking personally. So normal trading day this day, just de-risking. Thursday, normal trading day for me, normal risk. Wednesday, normal trading day after 10 a.m., normal risk. Tuesday, normal, again, just waiting for news and normal risk. And Monday will be de-risk or eval just to save capital for the rest of the week. So pretty good week coming up. Volatile, should be a lot of good price action. So that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. Again, have those areas marked out on your charts. If you guys are interested in the Discord, link will be in the pinned comment. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.